everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about book nostalgia. This is actually a video response to Danielle from One Small Paw. She put up a video, I think over the weekend. I saw it and it was exactly what I wanted to talk about, especially because the theme for Wonderly this month is nostalgia, and so I think it's funny that she put up this video because I don't think she knew that, and I kind of wanted to make a nostalgia related video, so this worked out perfectly. Go check out her video first to see kind of the discussion that she's starting, and then you can come back and watch this one because my video is very much a response to the things that she said in her video. I definitely have a case of book nostalgia on a wide variety of degrees. There are a lot of books that I have read over the course of my lifetime, and there are some that I know that if I went back and reread them, I wouldn't like them. I tend to go through phases with books and genres. I like to read a little bit of everything, but there's always certain genres that really stick with me or I'm really drawn towards in various points in my life. In a previous video I talked about how I once was in an American presidents phase where I just wanted to read biographies about American presidents. Another phase that I went through was sort of like a chick lit phase. Not that I'm anti-chick lit now, but I just only wanted to read those books, and one of my favorite books at that time was Meg Cabot's Boy Meets Girl. Now, the first time I read this, I think I was in high school, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was amazing. I recommended it to some of my friends and they enjoyed it as well, and I just thought it was the best. But when I was in high school, I didn't really buy that many books, and so this was when I checked out from the library. And then a few years ago, maybe like 2 years ago, if even that, I saw this for sale in the clearance section of a used bookstore, and I was super excited because I knew that I loved this book and I didn't own it yet, so I bought it and I read it almost immediately after buying it, and I was super disappointed in it because this genre is just not something that I'm into quite as much as I used to be. I don't care about romance quite as much in stories as I used to, and a lot of the things in this book especially are just really dated. But even though that's the case, I still feel like I really love this book, even though if I had read it, say, today as opposed to when I was a teenager, I would hate it. I still really enjoy this book. And that isn't the only book I feel that way about. When I was in high school, I read Catcher in the Rye and I absolutely loved it, and I will wholeheartedly admit that I haven't read it since then because I am super scared I'm gonna hate it. Holden Caulfield is one of those characters that you either love or you hate, and I feel like I loved it as a teen because I was an angsty teen, and so I could relate to Holden Caulfield's angsty ways. And Danielle sort of brings up this question of, is it okay to feel this way about books or to treat books this way, you know, to have book nostalgia and judge them differently, even though reading them today you would have a completely different view over them if you were reading it for the first time. And I think it is okay because I think part of reading a book is the experience of reading it and not just the story in and of itself. There are very much books that mean certain things to certain people because of a certain moment in time for them. If you read a book about death after someone you know has passed away, it means something different to you than if you had never experienced someone close to you passing away before. And I think there's nothing wrong with sort of holding up the books that you loved at one point in time, because part of the reason why you loved it is because it was perfect for you right then at that moment. Part of me also feels like I have a bit of book nostalgia now as I'm starting to sort of dive into all of the middle grade and kids and young adult books that I never got to experience as a middle grade or young adult reader, because by the time they came out I was past that age. And as I'm going back and reading them, I can feel myself having a little bit of nostalgia for the time in my life when I would have just absolutely loved these books and completely devoured them, but now I'm realizing that as a 26-year-old I can't experience middle grade novels the same way as I did when I was 10 years old. So yeah, those are kind of all of my thoughts on having book nostalgia. Like I said before, make sure you check out Danielle's video on this topic, and if you would like, feel free to leave your comments down below talking about if you have some sort of book nostalgia, if there are any specific books that give you book nostalgia, or if you think it's a bad thing to sort of have book nostalgia and to hold certain books in a high regard. Or, you know, feel free to make your own video talking about this, and be sure to leave it as a video response to Danielle. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.